Well, defending champions South Africa take on New Zealand at the Stade de France tomorrow for the ultimate prize in World Rugby. SABC News reporter Simon Burke and video journalist Themba Ntshobodi are covering the story. Let's cross to them live. Good afternoon, Simon. Here in Johannesburg, lots of excitement, and I can only imagine what is happening on your side in the north of Paris. Take me through your sense of the mood right now.
Well, the Springbok supporters have started to roll into the city. It hasn't quite been the start to Black Friday that we anticipated that's happening back in South Africa. It's slower over here. But then again, the French are late to rise. They only get their days going at around noon. And then the days are quite long. So that's why the kickoffs have been at 9 o'clock at night. The Springbok supporters, they've been coming in off long-haul flights, bleary-eyed, and I've managed to get hold of one of them, Ghana, from Johannesburg, off a 22-hour flight with a layover in Qatar, Doha. So you're off a flight and onto live television. Tell us about your journey to get to the final.
Yeah, listen, it's been a long journey, but quite exciting. I think all of us have got deep energy to come and support the Boks. So looking forward to it, looking to the boys reclaiming, making us proud and clamping down on the last game.
A lot of supporters making the hard yards to be here in person. A dream come true for so many. For yourself as well. Where were you in 1995? And can you hardly believe that you're going to be attending the final in person?
So yeah, in 1995 I only watched it on TV, I can remember that, but I was fortunate enough to watch the Japan one. I think this is going to be extra special with the opportunity to kind of make history with the fourth one. So I think either which way this goes, right, I think it's special for both teams with it being the fourth, but very excited to be part of the team that witnesses this live.
So Ghana, you are a seasoned traveller and seasoned at the World Cup. You've seen this before. Tell us what your premonitions are. Do you feel the same that you felt in Japan? There's a different team. They're very much more fancied than they were 4 years ago. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Listen, I must say, I've just arrived now, but Japan was a massive vibe. I don't think it's actually comparable. I'm still about to experience, as you've said, we've just landed. But I think there's a massive spirit. I've just literally, as I've said, come out from South Africa, and there's massive vibe, massive gees, everyone's pushing through. I've just checked it to a few mates now. So I do think it'll pick up. I think the boys have got their heads screwed on. I think it's been a tough kind of 2 games, but I think the boys have showed a spirit, right? So I think we've got everything to be proud of. Everyone had literally written us off, and we're here. So I think all we've got to do is do what we've done, all along. Just fight through. It's never over until the fat lady sings, and we've shown that. So here's to one more.
Are you prepared for the drama that happens in the stadium? Because that semi-final didn't make for easy viewing at all. Are you willing to put yourself through all of that?
I'm here, ain't I? So I think, it's for the passion, and the boys are doing us proud. So, one's got to take a pill for it before you go through, but we hope it's less dramatic.
Now, what do you think of the team that's been selected? What do you think of the 7-1 split? These are bold moves for a final. Your thoughts?
Yeah, listen, I think it's going to be a tough game. New Zealand is no stranger to us. They play kind of forward-orientated game. So I think it's going to be literally matching. I think it's the right setup for it. Look, again, I think it's more mental than anything else. I think the strength is there on a weight basis. We can kind of match pound for pound. I think it's going to be who arrives on the day, and I think it's going to be kind of, clean and not kind of make stupid mistakes. Take your opportunities. We're going to have to make sure that we don't leave anything to chance, but I think we're in there with a massive shot.
Against New Zealand, though, that's the team that gives South Africans sleepless nights. Pretty much everyone else in World Rugby we can handle, and we should on the day be better than most. But New Zealand is New Zealand, and they always seem to have an answer to us. And we've been good at sending our responses as well.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I think if you were to ask them, who it is that they would fear the most, they'd probably say South Africa. So I think we must actually never, underrate ourselves. I think we've done exceptionally well. Our track record speaks for itself. And as I said, you kind of count the strips here. We've got 3, right? There you go. So this is not by error. We didn't pick this up off a shelf. So we've done this before. We've seen them. And I think they're going to have a tough game themselves. And I think they know it, right? And I think with a bit of drama that happened during the week that's, of course, now behind us, that kind of helps us. We could not go in there without Mbonambi. I think it was going to be a tough game. But I think we'll ask different questions. And I hope they've got the answers. But I back the boys.
So you think that when the Springboks are backed into corners, when they're treated without respect, that just makes them more hungry to succeed?
100%. That's just our nature as South Africans, right? You put us in a corner and we show up. You make it easy for us. We kind of become lazy Dexy. But, you kind of just test us and we really come to the show. And I think one more time the boys will make us proud. As I've said, I think, the spirit shown. If you just think about the France game, think about the English game, really. I mean, that is character. So I think the boys will be there for us.
Ghana, thank you very much. Inspirational stuff. Enjoy your Bok Friday on the streets of Paris. You will find many more South Africans around and about. You just have to make sure that you go down the right avenues and into the correct bistros and avoid those with English with any English patronage. But I don't think they're in the city anymore. So that's what's happening here in Paris. It's not quite as in your face as back home. The here's is there, you got to look for it, but the South Africans, they're all sticking together, quietly confident, waiting in nervous anticipation, a lot of emotions, and plus they're also dealing with jet lag, so there's a lot going on.
Thank you, Simon. That is Simon Burke coming to us live from Paris, covering the 2023 Rugby World Cup final. Moving on, for the past few weeks, people have been wearing Springbok shirts to show their support for the Boks. SABC News reporter Ofensi Sedemo has more.